안에 타오나.
So we have this one beautiful life. And what are we supposed to do with it? 613. 613 commandments written in the Torah. There's 248 thou shalts, these positive commandments, and 365 thou shalt nots, negative commandments. But if we boil it down, what are we actually supposed to do with our life? Now there's a famous story of someone who's interested in converting to Judaism. And first he goes to Rabbi Shammai, and he says, Rabbi Shammai, I would love for you to teach me everything I need to know about the Torah, everything I need to know about Judaism, while I stand on one foot, meaning very quickly. Rabbi Shammai threw him out of his office. That same person went to Rabbi Hillel, and he said, Rabbi Hillel, teach me all that there is to know about the Torah while I stand on one foot. Rabbi Hillel looked at him, and he said, that which is hateful to you, do not do to another person. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Now go and learn. We know that our actions mean something in this world. We know that we are supposed to do things. We know a little bit more about what we shouldn't do than what we should do. But I've provided you with 4 texts to think about how we should conduct our behavior in this world. The first is a text by Hillel, which reminds us to be like the disciples of Aaron, loving peace and pursuing peace, loving people and drawing them close to Torah. It's a great positive commandment to love one another. There's actually a commentary on this text that says that Aaron loved people to love each other so much that if he saw 2 people fighting, he would go up to each one of them independently from one another and say to them, do you know your friend is really ready to reconcile? Can't you see him over there? He's really pained by this breakup. You should go say something. And he got people back together by doing that. The second text I've given you is the Elu Devarim. It's a prayer found in our prayer book in our Saturday morning liturgy. It reminds us of all of the ways to be a blessing in the world, to honor one's father and mother, to engage in deeds of compassion, to deal graciously with guests and visit the sick. There are so many ways that we can do positive actions in this world to make a difference. But at the end of the Elu Devarim it says, and study of Torah is equal to them all. The idea is that when you study Torah, it's not meant to just be studied, it's meant to be enacted, to be brought into this world through physical and concrete actions towards one another, to do these great deeds of mitzvot. I've given you a commentary on this prayer from Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch, who was the founder of modern Orthodoxy. And he reminds us that we should do all of these things with all of the resources that we were given, to really do acts of justice, to do mitzvot, to love one another. Now, what about those things that we shouldn't do? If you're like me, I was a Girl Scout, wanted to make sure I knew what I couldn't do, what were the red lines. So these 2 texts are for you if you're like that. The first text that I've given you is a famous saying, that he who takes one life, it's as though he has destroyed an entire universe. And he who saves one life, it's as if he saved an entire universe. Our teachings tell us that if we do nothing else, do not destroy a life. And in fact, if you save a life, you will save an entire universe, because every individual is worth a universe, is invaluable. The 4th text that I've given you is a quote from Leviticus, which reminds us, do not stand idly by while your neighbor's blood is shed. It's a rabbinic injunction that you must act. If you see something going wrong in this world, you must jump in and try to save the day. In American society, there was a case of some boy seeing another drowning in a lake, and they didn't do anything, but they could not be brought up on charges, assuming that they could have saved his life. But in Jewish law, you must act. If you can save someone's life, if you can do something to make the world a better place, you must do it. The Babylonian Talmud comments on this and says, if you can stop your household from committing a sin, but do not, you're held responsible for the sins of your household. And it goes all the way up to the world. If you see the world sinning and you don't do something about it, you're responsible for the sins of the whole world. The Jewish mystical tradition of Kabbalah teaches us that when God created the world, God streamed a beam of light into the world, so powerful that it broke these clay vessels that were there. And every time we see a little piece of the world that needs to be fixed, every time we see a little bit of injustice, it's actually our opportunity to help fix the world, to help repair the world. That's where the saying Tikkun Olam comes in. It means to fix the world. The Kabbalists invented that notion. We're each responsible to act in ways that continually heal those around us, to heal the world.